The most dangerous person in any room is never the loudest one. It isn't the one wearing the most expensive watch or the one desperately trying to dominate every conversation. No, the person who truly commands the space, the one who makes the air feel thick with a strange magnetic weight, is the one who needs absolutely nothing from you. There is a specific kind of allure that feels almost predatory in its calmness. It is the silent magnetism of someone who has mastered their own mind so thoroughly that your opinions, your praise, and even your insults bounce off them like pebbles against a fortress wall. While everyone else is performing, sweating under the neon lights of social validation, this person sits in the shadows of their own composure, watching, breathing, and existing with a gravity that pulls you in whether you want to be pulled in or not. This is not about being beautiful. This is not about being rich. This is about a psychological dominance that the ancient Stoics called inner strength, a state of being where your internal world is so well ordered that the external world has no choice but to respect it. In a society that is screaming for attention, the person who refuses to shout becomes the only one worth listening to. We are drawn to them not because they are perfect, but because in their presence, our own chaotic minds find a rare, fleeting moment of stillness. They are the eye of the hurricane. And today we are going to deconstruct the 6 psychological weapons of the Stoic sage, habits that will transform you from someone who chases influence into someone who radiates it. The first habit of the truly magnetic is the art of the profound listen. We live in a world of chronic interruptions. If you pay attention to any standard conversation at a dinner table or a boardroom, you will notice that almost nobody is actually listening. They are simply waiting for their turn to speak. They are reloading their verbal weapons, rehearsing their next witty remark while the other person is still mid-sentence. This creates a low-level anxiety in every interaction, a feeling that we are being tolerated rather than heard. The Stoic, however, understands the power of the void. When you choose to truly listen, to give someone your undivided, unblinking presence, you are performing an act of psychological surgery. You are creating a space that is so rare it feels intoxicating. Epictetus famously noted that nature gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, but the depth of this wisdom is rarely practiced. To listen like a Stoic is to listen with the intent to understand the soul behind the words, not just the words themselves. It is to remain silent even when you have a better story to tell. It is to hold the gaze of the speaker without reaching for your phone, without glancing at the clock, and without judging their delivery. When you do this, something remarkable happens. The other person begins to feel a sense of safety they haven't felt in years. They begin to associate your presence with a feeling of deep, existential relief. You become magnetic because you are the only one providing the one thing every human being is starving for, the feeling of being seen. This kind of silence isn't a sign of weakness or a lack of things to say, it is a display of supreme self-control. It shows that your ego is so well managed that you don't need to prove your intelligence every 5 minutes. You are comfortable enough in your own skin to let someone else take center stage, and ironically, that humility is exactly what makes you the most captivating person in their life. The second habit is the cultivation of a radical, unshakable inner peace. Most people are like a leaf in the wind. If the weather is good, they are happy. If the traffic is bad, they are miserable. If someone insults them, their whole week is ruined. They are a slave to their environment. But the magnetic person is the mountain. The weather changes, the storms howl, the snow falls, and the sun burns, but the mountain remains. This is the Stoic concept of ataraxia, a state of robust tranquility. Think about the last time you saw someone remain completely calm while everything around them was burning down. Maybe it was a crisis at work, a sudden tragedy, or a public confrontation. While everyone else was losing their minds, this person stayed centered. Their voice didn't rise in pitch. Their hands didn't shake. They didn't panic. In that moment, did you not feel an overwhelming urge to follow them? We are biologically programmed to seek out the calmest person in the room during a crisis. Inner peace is not just a spiritual luxury, it is a leadership trait. Marcus Aurelius practiced this every single day while leading the Roman Empire through plagues and wars. He reminded himself that the mind should be like a promontory of rock against which the waves break incessantly, but it stands fast and the foam of the sea sinks away into silence around it. When you cultivate this habit, you stop reacting. You start responding. Reaction is an emotional reflex. Response is a conscious choice. When someone tries to bait you into an argument and you simply look at them with a mild, curious detachment, you have won. You have maintained your energy while they have wasted theirs. People will gravitate toward you because you represent a sanctuary. In a world of high-definition chaos, your composure is the only thing that feels real. The third habit is to speak with the weight of purpose. Most people leak energy through their mouths. They talk to fill the silence, they gossip to feel included, and they complain to seek sympathy. This constant stream of trivial noise dilutes their authority. The Stoic, however, treats their words like high-value currency. They do not spend them frivolously. When a person of few words finally speaks, the room falls silent because everyone knows that whatever is about to be said has been filtered through the lens of reason and necessity. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught that it is better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. Every time you speak without a purpose, you lose a little bit of your mystery. You become predictable. But when you master the art of brevity, when you speak with clarity, sincerity, and a touch of calculated silence, you become an enigma. People begin to lean in when you open your mouth. They begin to weigh your opinions more heavily because they know you aren't just talking to hear yourself speak. This also extends to how you handle your own achievements. The loudest person in the room is usually the one with the most to prove. The truly magnetic person doesn't feel the need to broadcast their wins. They let their results do the talking. There is a profound, quiet arrogance in letting someone discover how successful or talented you are on their own, rather than telling them. It shows a level of self-assurance that is incredibly rare. When your actions are loud and your words are few, you create a vacuum of curiosity that people are desperate to fill. They want to know what you're thinking, they want to know your secrets, and they want your approval because they know it isn't given away for free. The fourth habit is facing adversity with an almost terrifying courage. We have been taught to fear hardship, to avoid pain, and to complain when things don't go our way. The Stoic takes the opposite approach. They see every obstacle as fuel for their personal fire. This is the principle of amor fati, not just accepting your fate but loving it. When you see someone who has been hit by the worst that life has to offer, betrayal, loss, failure, and they stand back up with a smile that says, "Is that all you've got?" You are looking at true magnetism. We admire resilience because it is the ultimate proof of human sovereignty. It shows that there is something inside the person that is stronger than the circumstances outside of them. When you stop acting like a victim and start acting like a student of your own pain, your energy changes. You no longer project an aura of, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, you project an aura of, "Watch what I do with this." This shift is incredibly attractive to others because most people are terrified of their own shadows. They are looking for someone to show them that it is possible to walk through the fire and come out refined, not consumed. By embracing your scars and refusing to let them define your worth, you give others permission to do the same. You become a beacon of strength not because you are invulnerable, but because you are unbreakable. You have turned your trauma into a source of power, and that kind of alchemy is the highest form of human charisma. The fifth habit is valuing your internal integrity far more than the approval of the crowd. We are currently living through an epidemic of people-pleasing. Social media has trained us to constantly look for the like button in our real-world interactions. We mold our personalities, our opinions, and even our appearances to fit what we think others want to see. But there is a massive psychological cost to this. You lose your soul. And the worst part is, people can smell the desperation. There is nothing less magnetic than someone who is clearly trying to be liked. Feels greasy. Feels fake. The Stoic, on the other hand, answers to a higher authority, their own character. They have a set of core values that are not up for negotiation. The crowd loves them, fine. The crowd hates them, fine. Their self-worth is not a democracy, it is a dictatorship of the self. Marcus Aurelius wrote that it never ceases to amaze him that we love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. When you stop chasing approval, you suddenly become the person everyone wants to approve. It is the great irony of human nature. The moment you are willing to walk away from the table, you are the one with all the power. A person of integrity is someone you can trust because you know they won't lie to you just to keep you happy. They will tell you the truth even if it's uncomfortable. They will stand up for what is right even if they are standing alone. This consistency creates a gravitational pull. People want to be around someone who is solid, someone who has a spine of steel in a world made of jelly. When you are authentic, you aren't competing with anyone else because nobody can do you better than you can. You become a category of one. The sixth habit is the relentless focus on growth over the illusion of perfection. Perfectionism is a cage. It makes you rigid, anxious, and fragile. It makes you afraid to take risks because you might fail and shatter the image you've created. But growth is a journey, and there is something deeply magnetic about someone who is openly and honestly a work in progress. The Stoics didn't claim to be perfect. They claimed to be practitioners. They were prokoptons, those making progress. When you admit your mistakes without shame, when you ask for help without feeling small, and when you are constantly seeking to sharpen your mind, you radiate a youthful, vibrant energy. You aren't stagnant. You are an evolving force. People are drawn to those who are on a mission to become the best version of themselves because that energy is contagious. It makes everyone around you want to level up. When you focus on the process rather than the outcome, you lose the fear of judgment. You understand that every failure is just data, every embarrassment is just a lesson, and every setback is just an opportunity to practice a different virtue. This creates a sense of lightness in your character. You don't take yourself too seriously, yet you take your life very seriously. You have the humility to realize you don't know everything and the discipline to try and learn it anyway. This combination of ambition and humility is a potent aphrodisiac for respect. It tells the world that you are a seeker, a warrior, and a student all at once. You aren't trying to arrive at a destination, you are in love with the path itself. When you begin to layer these 6 habits into your daily life, you will notice a shift in how the world treats you. It won't happen overnight, but slowly the people who used to overlook you will start to linger in your presence. Those who used to talk over you will start to wait for your input. This isn't because you've learned a new trick or a life hack. It's because you have fundamentally changed the frequency of your existence. You have moved from a state of external dependency to a state of internal mastery. You have become your own source of light. This is the true meaning of Stoic magnetism. It is the peace of knowing that no matter what happens in the markets, in the news, or in your social circles, you have a fortress within you that cannot be breached. You are no longer a beggar for attention. You are a provider of strength. You listen because you are present. You are calm because you are centered. You speak with purpose because you are wise. You endure because you are resilient. You act with integrity because you are free. And you grow because you are alive. This is the path to a life that isn't just successful on the outside, but legendary on the inside. You don't need the spotlight when you carry the sun within you. People will find you. They will seek you out not for what you can give them, but for who you have become. They will want to know how you stay so still in the wind, how you stay so warm in the cold, and how you stay so free in the chains of a noisy world. To master this magnetism, you must start with the smallest unit of time, the present moment. Stoicism is not a philosophy of one day, it is a philosophy of right now. It is the choice you make when your phone pings and you decide not to look at it because you are in a conversation. It is the choice you make when someone cuts you off in traffic and you decide to wish them well instead of letting your blood boil. It is the choice you make when you have the opportunity to gossip about a coworker and you choose to stay silent instead. These are the bricks that build your fortress. You cannot build a reputation of strength on the things you are going to do, you build it on the things you are doing right now. The world is watching you, not your highlights reel, but your reactions to the mundane frustrations of life. If you can master the small things, the big things will take care of themselves. Magnetism is a byproduct of character. If you work on the character, the magnetism will follow you like a shadow. You don't have to chase it. In fact, the more you chase it, the faster it will run away. But the moment you turn your back on the need for attention and focus entirely on the quality of your own soul, the world will turn around and start chasing you. This is the secret that the greats have known for centuries. Whether it was the philosopher kings of Rome or the quiet leaders of modern history, the formula has always been the same. Mastery of self is the only way to master the world. Everything else is a distraction. Everything else is noise. Your task is to ignore the noise and listen to the silence of your own potential. Be the person who can sit in a room alone and be perfectly content. Be the person who can face a crisis and see an opportunity. Be the person who speaks only when their words will improve upon the silence. If you can do these things, you will not only be magnetic, you will be untouchable. You will have achieved the highest form of human freedom, which is the freedom from needing anything from anyone else to feel complete. And that, more than anything else, is the most attractive quality a human being can ever possess. It is the ultimate power. If you are ready to stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the pilot, if you are ready to trade your need for approval for a foundation of unshakable integrity, then it is time to commit. This journey isn't easy, and it isn't for the faint of heart. It requires a level of honesty with yourself that most people simply cannot handle. It requires you to look at your own weaknesses, your own vanities, and your own fears, and decide that they no longer get to run the show. But the reward is a life of such deep, resonant power that you won't even recognize the person you used to be. You will move through the world with a new grace, a new weight, and a new sense of purpose. You will become a lighthouse for others who are lost in the dark. If this message reached into the parts of you that are tired of pretending, then take the first step right now. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for the perfect conditions. The perfect conditions are a myth. The only thing you have is this breath and this choice. If you are committed to this path of self-mastery and magnetism, I want you to leave a comment below saying, "I choose the mountain." Let it be your public declaration that you are done being a leaf in the wind. Let it be the moment you decide to become the eye of your own storm. If you found value in this deep dive into the Stoic soul, hit the like button to help this philosophy reach others who are searching for strength. Share this with someone who needs to hear that their silence is a superpower. And finally, subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications. We are building a community of individuals who are dedicated to the art of inner strength, and we have a long way to go together. Stay grounded, stay purposeful, and remember, true magnetism isn't about getting people to look at you, it's about being someone worth looking at. I'll see you in the next one.